Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another Topic Tuesday here. Today's topic is, what are your current and past ISOs or in search ofs? And this is like kind of a fun topic because it's one I haven't really thought about in kind of a long time. So let's get into it. When I first got into nail polish, these were called lemmings in like a lot of the circles that I watched on YouTube. People would make like lemmings list polish videos and stuff like that. And these are just polishes that you maybe regretted not picking up, or you weren't around when they first came out or something like that, and you really want them now, like desperately. And to the point where, like, I've seen on some Facebook groups, you'll put like ISO and then you'll put your list of polishes that you are looking for, but some people put DISO, which is like desperately in search of. People really take some of these like in search ofs seriously. But yeah, I haven't really seen or heard people use the word lemming for something like this anymore, but I do remember when I first got into nail polish, I thought it was crazy. I thought it was insane that anybody would go to any sort of like great lengths and spend all that time and all that money to pick up a polish that they missed out on. Like the fact that people were willing to pay well above MSRP. They would make videos saying like, does anybody have this? They would post ads saying, do you have this polish? And they were willing to like trade like real polishes, like almost like playing cards, or like pay really big amounts of money for these polishes. I thought it was insane. And then I found out that there was a Nicki Minaj OPI collaboration that had come out well before I got into nail polish, and my entire opinion kind of did a little topsy-turvy flip around. And then suddenly I understood why anyone would go to such great and desperate lengths for half an ounce of fingernail paint. So I get it now. I get it. I keep a wish list on my spreadsheet of polishes that I think I want, and I like to do a thing in most aspects of my life where I throw things onto a wish list, and then that kind of helps me like determine my budget for things, or do I even really want this? Because if you throw something on a wish list and in like 20 minutes you forget that it was on your wish list, maybe you didn't really want it all that bad. And so that's kind of what I use my wish list for. And you know, nail polish is no different. So my wish list is a constantly revolving door basically, but there are a few polishes that have stuck on my wish list for more than a year, for multiple years, for almost since the beginning. And those are the ones that I want to focus on, not, you know, like these little kind of flukes where I'm like, oh, I want that, and then I just don't like care about it 5 minutes later. So let's talk about those. And I'm not somebody who actively like searches for my ISOs or my lemmings or anything, but if I see any of these in a D-stash for a decent price, you know I'm gonna pick them up. Like, these are ones that I feel like I need in my collection for one reason or another. So the one that is like #1 on my wish list, has been on it for years and years and years, and it haunts my actual dreams, is Colourpop's One Wish, Two Wish. And it's not even like an interesting or exciting polish. It's just like a holographic silver polish. Like, who cares? I have a million of them. But it's like, this is true. This is my white whale. This is the one that got away. It was like, back when I first really started collecting, Colourpop announced that they were going to come out with a line of nail polish. And if you are familiar with Colourpop, they're a cosmetics company and they make everything in-house, so they can pump stuff out really quick. Like, they can go from concept to on the shelves in like a really short amount of time, because they control like every aspect of their production. So you'd think that that being the case, they would always have product in stock, and that is where you would be wrong, because Colourpop is notorious for two things: incredibly affordable cosmetics and never restocking anything good. Okay, and so what happened was the nail polish launched and I went online to purchase it, and they had everything in stock except for that silver holographic by the time that I had gotten on the website. And I wanted the whole set because at the time Colourpop was like kind of my go-to for makeup and stuff. I really liked the company and like their products, so I thought, okay, well, they're coming out with nail polish, which I'm way better and way more into nail polish than I am with makeup. So I should get the nail polish because this is the first time I've ever seen them do that. Spoiler alert, it was the last time they ever did do it. So I picked up the ones that were in stock at the time. And I was like, when the last one restocks, when it restocks, I'll pick it up. And guess what? It never restocked. I've never seen anybody put these Colourpop polishes in a D-stash. I've never even heard or seen anybody else talk about these polishes. And I just feel like the only reason I want it is to complete that collection, to round it out. But it's just like so frustrating because it's like almost impossible to get my hands on. And it's such a basic nail polish. I should not want it at this level, and yet I do. The second polish on my list is a Girly Bits polish, and this one, I'm not even gonna say the name. I'm gonna put it on the screen because I don't even wanna try. This is probably the newest addition to my list, and I became aware of this polish because somebody in my comments told me about it, and the name was really the main reason I wanted it. But then I looked up the polish and I was like, okay, yeah, that's a really fun polish, and so I just really wanted it. This is one of the few on my list that I did actually actively search for, and it is like devastatingly hard to get any kind of results. And I think it's because the name is just so long that people probably either shortened it when they posted it or they spelled it wrong because it's like onomatopoeic, like it's a sound, like somebody just typed out a sound, and so everybody hears it a little differently, and there's no way people didn't miss like a letter or two here or there. So the results have been few and far between, and I just don't know how I could ever find this polish. I believe it was like a polish pickup polish, so it's like good luck to me with that. But it just, the name, it cracked me up. It's supposed to, you know, emulate like the sound of dial-up, if you ever had dial-up internet. We had it when I was like a really young kid because you couldn't get high-speed internet where we lived because we lived so far out in the country. But yeah, I really want this stupid polish just for the name. Okay, next is one that is like killing me. This is 9-Zero's Mango Sunrise. You guys have heard me talk to death the 9-Zero Smoothie Bar collection and how I bought a huge chunk of them when they went on a break and they've never come back from their break, and so I wanted to get the rest of them. I was lucky to pick up a few in a D-stash, and then one of my subscribers sent me one, and so now I'm just missing Mango Sunrise. And this is like needle in a haystack because I see the smoothie bar polishes pop up in people's D-stashes here or there, but it's never the one that I need. You know, it's so frustrating because it's like, please, do you have the mangoes? Next is Cirque's AU, and honestly, there's no need for this. This should not be on my list, but it is. I know the gimmick is sucking me in. This is like a real gold flake top coat, and it's like, I have fake gold flake top coats that work just fine, but the fact that it's real gold makes me be like, ooh, I have gold on my nails, you know, like, I don't know. And I believe they re-release this every year around the holidays or something like that. So I've had ample opportunity to pick this up multiple times, but I always end up talking myself out of it every single time because I'm like, Hillary, be reasonable. But I just feel like if they promote it this year, this might be the year where I cave. I don't know. I just know how I am with toppers where I buy them and I'm like, oh, they're so cute, they're so precious, and then I just don't wear them. I don't know what it is about this. It's just like, there's something about that gold flake that's just like so bougie, you know? Next we have two that I don't imagine I'll ever get my hands on because either people have really used them up, people are really holding on to them, or people will charge you like a gajillion dollars per bottle. And these are part of the Fun Lacquer collaboration with Simply Nailogical from like, what was that, like 2016? They did a collab with like 3 different colors, and I bought one because that's all I could afford. And I bought Black Hollow Wish because at the time that was the one of the 3 that I would wear. So I didn't buy How Deep Is Your Hollow, which was like a oceany blue, and then Hollow Queen, which was kind of like, I think, a pinky magenta. And this is more like I wish I had grabbed them when I had the opportunity back when these came out. Because at the time, like I was pretty fresh, like less than a year, I think, into nail polish. And so I didn't want to spend that much on fun because Fun is a pretty expensive brand, and I believe it's like located in Asia, so the import of Fun lacquer, I think you have to pay quite a bit for shipping, and the polishes themselves weren't cheap either for somebody who was probably earning like just above minimum wage at the time. So I made the smart choice and I picked the one that I knew I'd get the most use out of. And I did. I've used like half the bottle, and now I feel like, oh, I can't use any more of it because then it'll be gone. But that's a dumb mindset. But it would be cool to have the full set just for like a nostalgia thing, you know? Okay, the next one is like one that I feel like I've been influenced to want. And this is probably like, actually, this has to be the newest one to my list because this is a more recent ad. This is Bee's Knees Lacquer, a lion with a thorn in its paw. And listen, I will never own this. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to pay the prices that people are asking for this polish. I don't think I've seen this go for less than $40 in any resale group, and that's being like generous. You know, usually I think it goes for like 50 or 60 because everybody seems to want this polish. And that's the only reason why I want this polish. I have seen the pictures, and I think it's one of those where you have to see it in person to really, truly understand the beauty of it. Because I'm like, yeah, it's really pretty, but I don't understand why people are paying $50 for this singular nail polish. And that's why I want it, because I want to know, I want to find out. Now, I know that BKL just released a ton of sister polishes for this polish, and I had considered picking one of them up just to see, and then I was just like, don't do it. Like, I want the original just to see what the hype is about, and buying one that's not the original kind of defeats the purpose. So I didn't pick any of them up, but even now I'm like, oh, maybe I should have picked up some sister polishes. I don't know. If you have lion with a thorn in its paw, please tell me how magical it is so that I can like live vicariously through you, okay? Okay, and the last one on my list is one that I most certainly know that you guys are going to bully me for, and I deserve it because it's the dumbest thing. It is so silly. And that is the Christian Louboutin Luby Under Red. And this nail polish is a gimmick. It's expensive. I'm pretty sure it's like 30 bucks, which is cheaper than the other Louboutin that I have in the back corner there, which that one was $50. Oh my God, Hillary, why are you like this? But this one, this like Luby Under Red, it comes with like a super itty bitty tiny pinpointy brush, and it's supposed to be the color of the red bottoms. You know, if you buy a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes, on the bottom of every shoe, it's like this beautiful red color. And, you know, then people know like, oh, you're wearing expensive shoes. And it's supposed to be that color. And the little pinpointy brush, you're supposed to be able to paint the underside of your nail and give yourself red bottoms on your nails. Now, I could take any bright red and a paintbrush and I could just do that myself. I could. I know I could, but I want the Christian Louboutin one. I want the luxury of it all. And I think one of the big reasons why I want that is because I'm so fascinated by like Christian Louboutins. Like, I love the shoes. I think they're beautiful. Both the men's shoes and the women's shoes are really, really cool. I like that, like, you know, you're wearing the red bottoms. Everybody can see as you're walking away how expensive you are, kind of a thing. But I mean, it's already hard enough to justify a pair of shoes that cost that much, right? But I personally absolutely could never pay those prices for a pair of shoes because I am a shoe destroyer. Like, here's a photo that I took once of 6 months worth of shoes that I was wearing. Like, I have a really messed up way of walking because of something that like happened during my childhood development. Like, I just didn't walk right as a kid, and then it did something to the muscles in my legs, and I don't know, that's what a physical therapist said. I'm not a doctor, but basically that's what causes my shoes to become completely decimated within the span of a month. So I'm not about to go spend $800 plus on a pair of shoes just to destroy them like that. I can't do it. But the nail polish, I could settle for. So that is my list of my ISOs, my lemmings, however you want to call them. Obviously, I do have more, but these are the ones that, like I said, they've stuck around, or they're like the most passionate, desperate ones that I want. Let me know if you guys have any that you're like searching for years and years and years. And let me know if you guys know where that 90 is, because I need that and I need the Colourpop specifically, okay? So that's going to be it from me. I really love this topic. It was really fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.